All right, we are recording. Let's kick this off, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, happy Tuesday. Today's August 6th, and this is the Power Hitters Solar Warrior Tribe weekly Tuesday training. Everybody is welcome for this training. We cover lots of different topics, success stories, lead gen. And today we have an awesome training for you. We have a panel, and you're going to get to hear from some top performers on their lead gen, some people that are in the leadership council and what they're doing to succeed. So we got some feedback from you guys. Lead gen is the most important thing, one of them. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. Jarrett McAllister is celebrating his wedding vows and anniversary, and he's in the mountains right now. So we wish him well. But I'm here with a bunch of awesome leaders and some of the leaders of Solar Warrior Tribe with Tom Cotter. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Jonathan.
All right, so let's dive in, guys, because we have quite a few things today. So let's start off with some success stories, some quick wins. Did you sign up an ambassador? Did they submit a lead? Did you have an install? Where did you get that lead? Did you knock a few doors and get a utility bill? Did you sign up a new seller that entered their first lead? Are you making money on the summer sales contest right now? What is going on for some success stories? David Steele has a success story. He built an orphanage in Mexico to help 30 babies. I mean, it doesn't get better than David Steele. What's up, David?
Thank you. We have this battery program here in San Diego. So I did a look at all the people I've talked to in 4.5 years in San Diego, about 100 that didn't go solar. And we texted all of them and just checked in and told them about the new program. And I should have my first sale after this call, but the guy was like really interested. He already had a proposal and yeah, reaching back to the ones we already have.
I love that. That's such a nugget. Reach back to all the old leads, right? We have new loans, new programs, new batteries, like re-engage that motivation right now if it's a little slow for you. Where can people find more information on the San Diego battery extra incentives, David?
It's in knowledge base already. There's a whole section in there, and it gives you the website to go to. And pretty much anyone in San Diego County, most of San Diego County can qualify. And if they were already opted into this, to this automatically, unless they opted out. But if they opted out, they can opt back in and still qualify. And it's reasonable. I think it's like $37.50. It's $350 a kilowatt. So, it's pretty reasonable, up to 10,000 for one household. If they got like two Powerwall 3s, that would be close to 10K.
Nice. Awesome work. Knowledge bases in the chat. Yeah, great reminder, David. Thank you and congrats on your success. Let's move to Jared Foster.
Hey, everybody. Good morning. So pretty exciting traction going on. I was able to help one of my new recruits who's a real estate agent come on board. Since we're talking about lead gen, I think that's probably going to be part of the conversation. He is now in the process of writing his third deal with us. I've got another agent who this week will be up to 4 of them with them. And then as of this morning, one of my relationships that I have that has a lead gen company has just signed on to the platform. So got everything finalized, and he's finalizing his tier 1. So been a pretty productive last week into today. So excited to be here.
Heck yeah.
Very cool.
Nice work,
Yeah.
Jared. And remind us, you're tier 3 and you live in, where do you live?
Stockton, California. So I'm in the Central Valley of Northern California.
Very
and
good.
Yes, I'm a tier 3.
We will definitely be talking about lead gen, realtors, all of that good stuff today. So awesome work. Carlos, good morning.
Good morning. I actually had an ambassador that signed up. He was actually our sales rep. We had an air purifier installed in our home, in our new home, and then sat down, talked to him. He's in the process of building his going back with all his customer database and reaching out to homeowners and stuff for referrals. And eventually my ultimate goal is to bring him on as a seller.
Awesome work. Awesome work, Carlos. Yeah. Another gold nugget there. Any referral partner, home services person you interact with should absolutely be your ambassador or a seller. All right, let's do two more studs and we'll move on here. Chris Collier.
What's up, Bernasso, Cotter? What's happening, power hitters? Hey, shout out to my wife. She puts up with my crap. And last night I said, hey, I confirmed an appointment in Oroville. So Oroville is not, and you guys know I do in-person stuff. Oroville is not close. About a 4 hours one way. Anyway, long story short, got them approved with Sonova on the spot, built it in Catalyst, signed it, small site survey, and then we got back home at 2 a.m. this morning. But that's 3 more points, keeps me in the top 10 of the leaderboard. So just for my wife going with me, being such a trooper and not getting any sleep, and then sleeping 4.5 hours and back at it again. We got 27 days left in the contest, so let's go.
Let's go. That's right. That extra contest money. Who's winning, you or Eoin Carey?
I am whooping his ass right now.
Beep. All right, fair enough. My vote's with Eoin. Joseph Martichek, my friend. Let's hear your success.
Everything's going great. So I just going through your program, I have an opportunity here. I was going through them, all appointments today. 24 points for the contest now. I believe I'm still in the top 30, but just want to let everybody know that the key is in the follow-up. I mean, you may not sell somebody every day, and what you were just saying earlier about letting people know about the programs, the new Tesla Powerwalls, the new programs, and just letting people know that we talked a while back. And as I'm going through that, I always find these going through my dashboard. So just thought that was something I could say.
Thank you, Joseph. Yeah, guys, we are our own business owners. So if there's a $500 August signing bonus right now, go get it. If there's a brand new battery or a new loan, 20-year 899 with no fees that just came out, do you want some new numbers? Like, go get it. Go after it. Make up your own incentives. Like, this is your own business, your own promotions, your own urgency. So let's get after it. All right, guys, if there's any more success stories, go ahead and put it in the chat. I'm just going to do a quick shout out here to some of the absolute studs that are making thousands of dollars extra in the summer sales contest. I mean, people are making tens of thousands of dollars more with this summer sales contest. Chris Collier, you're right. Well, almost $4,000 of extra money on top of the commissions you're earning. Mike Craner, Bill Conley, Jordan Shaw, Joseph Matichek, thousands of dollars extra. Brian Oates here. So many names. Nicholas Messenger, brand new tier 3. Eoin Carey, John Wilson here. Julian Todd, Chris Mitchell in Vegas. Yeah, a lot of people. Jarrett McAllister. So shout out to everyone on the leaderboard here. And let's go ahead and have the Tom Cotter share of the day. Take it away, Tom.
So much pressure when you tee it up. I just had a post on Facebook that a lot of people seem to resonate with, that I wanted to share with you, and it's just about consistency. So the post was, this is what consistency looks like. Monday, 100%. Tuesday, 60%. Wednesday, 10%. Thursday, 80%. Friday, 40%. Saturday, 70%. Sunday, 25%. So even though you won't feel 100% every day, you keep showing up. And a quote that I grabbed out from a book I'm reading today, you don't have to feel motivated to take action. You just have to decide to do it. So for those of you who are perfectionists, don't think that you need to run a marathon every day. Just walk to the mailbox, walk around the block. Don't think you need to make 100 reach outs every single day. You can overwhelm yourself. Just do one. And then after you do one, maybe you want to do 5. And then maybe you want to do 10 more. So take it easy on yourself and just show up for taking the actions that you have planned out that will grow your business. Okay, so don't derail yourself if you're not 100% on everything every single workday.
Wise words, Tom. Thank you for that share of the day. We're going to keep moving right along because we have a jam-packed day for you. Future trainings, obviously cpowercalendar.com. You know, next week we're going to have some CRM training. The week after that, we're going to learn about Strengths Finder. We're going to hear from Jonathan Wilson in just 2 minutes here. We're going to be teaching on Strengths Finder, helping you, your relationships, and your team strengths. That's going to be really cool. We're going to have an epic women's selling panel with so many amazing women I'm excited about. September 3rd, Power World Prep. And of course, attend your market development calls, read your newsletter. You know, one of the things I'm going to call out in the newsletter here, he's so dreamy. I don't know what he's so dreamy. You know, he is doing a blast off and 30-day launch. He continues to pour into the team, him and the TST team, and Spencer, I know Zach's on here right now, is they're doing a training tomorrow, Wednesday, August 7th at 12 o'clock Pacific, the first 30-day checklist here. So I'm gonna put this in the chat. He prefers phone calls, not text messages. If you ever want to reach out to him, we'll drop his personal cell phone in the chat so everyone can call him at the same time. I'm just teasing.
You don't have my personal cell phone number.
Didn't they get this from the poster you have in your bedroom, Jonathan, of Zach?
I don't know. Yeah.
Jonathan has a couple fanboy posters of me around his house.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. So that is tomorrow, that training. And of course, Power World, September 19 to 21, powerconvention.com. It is our 2-3 day in-person annual event. We're going to have a few hundreds of people there. So definitely, if you haven't, get your ticket there. All right. So we are going to spend a few minutes. Jonathan Wilson is an amazing up-and-coming leader in Power, committed, growing a team. He has an enterprise. He has lead generators. I've known him for 10, 15 years. He installed solar on my parents' house 11 years ago, believe it or not. And so for a few minutes, guys, he's going to talk about his training coming up in 2 weeks. The Strengths Finder, why it's important. There's going to be a giveaway. So Jonathan, take it away, my friend.
Awesome. Hey guys, thank you for that. Can you guys hear me and see me okay?
Very good.
Okay, perfect. So, all right, so we're doing a quick little giveaway here with the Strengths Finder 2.0. For those of you who have not taken the Strengths Finder test, basically it assesses your aptitude for what they call a strength, which a strength is basically just an undeveloped skill. And there are 34 strengths finders according to Gallup, the large researching polling company that you guys know about. And for those of you who haven't taken it, we're going to be doing an Amazon card giveaway, courtesy of Jonathan Brunasso. So anybody who wants a free Amazon gift card, listen up close. Here's your opportunity to get some. Oh, there you go. Zach just tossed up the book. I love it, man. Yeah, so this has been around. The 2.0 was released in 2015. I took the test back then. I'm quite often an early adopter to some of these things, as I know some of you guys are as well. So if you've already taken the test, there's also a way you can participate and win an Amazon gift card. So here's what's going to happen. Not during this call, but after this call, I'm going to go ahead and instruct anyone who's listening to go ahead and create an Audible account if you don't have one. So Audible is an audiobook program. It's attached to Amazon. If you have an Amazon account, you can easily create an Audible account with your Amazon login. Once you go to Audible and download Strengths Finder 2.0, you will automatically be sent an email with a link to a Strengths Finder 2.0 test, absolutely free. So if you're on this call and maybe you have a team or somebody who's not on this call, Go ahead and get your team to participate as well. Send out this link to them on Audible. Thank you for that. And you can download the book. And again, once you download, you'll be sent that test. It's a 30-minute timed test. Okay, so it has to be done within 30 minutes. Once you get those results, you're going to do 3 things. The rule of 3. 1, you're going to go ahead and take a screenshot and post that to Power Hitters Facebook group to start that conversation. You're going to also email a copy of those results to johnbernasso@gmail.com and to myself, jonathan@gogreenenergyefficiency.com. That begins at noon sharp. So if you send us results before noon, you do not qualify. We will look at the email receipt starting at noon. So anyone who sends those results by noon will be eligible for a $25 Amazon gift card up to 4. So the first 4 of you who send that out will be eligible. I'm going to go ahead and put in the chat both email addresses you can send that to. So go ahead and take advantage of the free money. And then also in 2 weeks from today, I'm going to be doing an in-depth training with a couple of the leaders on our team to talk about how we can implement these strengths finders into our business and into our lives. So I'm super excited to share that with you guys. Thank you for your time.
Very cool.
Thank you. Thank you, Jonathan Wilson. Yeah, so that's a little hack for you guys. $14 to get the audio, listen to it, obviously, but then you get an email to take a free test. So that's really cool. And if you want, you could just go to the Gallup store and spend the $49 for like the full wham bam, like a bunch of stuff. But either way, like he said, screenshot, Facebook, email it to us, 12 Pacific today. We're giving out multiple gift cards to Amazon or Starbucks if you need your caffeine, whatever you want. And yeah, in 2 weeks, we'll be hearing a deep dive on this and how Jonathan's used it to help his team, help his relationships. Really cool stuff, right? So often we're focused on the goal line, getting achievements and goals in life. But, some people focus on the soul line or the inner work or the relationship work, right? And so definitely really, really cool that we're going to take some time to focus on those things, because this is what helps in business, right? If we don't do this kind of work. So thank you, Jonathan, for that share. All right, so I'll let Tom kick it off here in a bit, but today's training for the recording is on lead gen. So we've received feedback from many of you. Lead gen. There was another idea of how to pick the right panel or inverter and stuff like that. So we might be doing that as well, but please keep the feedback coming. Because today is all on lead gen. And so Tom's going to kick it off here, but we're going to have some top performers like Eoin, Cynthia, Mohammed on the Leadership Council, Craig Bloom, and myself talking about referrals, websites, lead gen, being a tier 3, closing those deals. Those are leads. Working with realtors, ambassadors, wearing swag, getting referrals, using your past industries or friends or networks, community. Craig's going to talk about some events. And then, of course, the cherry on top, BNI networking and social media. And that is what we're going to talk to today. So, Tom, take it away, sir. Do you want to kick it off?
I will. Thanks, Jonathan. So as we go through this today, there's really only 8 ways to generate solar leads. And don't get overwhelmed at all of these different strategies. Try to understand and to get really good at least one of them. Okay. There's 4 that you can do on your own. There's 4 categories. The first is you can reach out to people, your warm network, people that you like, every single social media follower, every contact in your phone. That's what we do with Power On. The second is you can reach out to strangers one-on-one. That's cold outreach. That could be like standing at Home Depot. It could be door knocking. It could be sending a direct message on social for someone that you're not already connected to. Cold emails, the list goes on and on. The third is you can make content. We're going to be talking about social media today. The fourth is you can run paid ads. I'll just mention about ads, kind of a warning sign. if you're new to solar and or if you're new to sales, spending money on ads is probably one of the worst things that you can do, because you're going to be learning ads, you're going to be learning solar, you're going to be learning sales. Your cost of acquisition is just going to be really high. Okay, so just I'll mention that about ads. So right now, if you're like, yeah, I just really need more leads, if you're not doing one of those 4 things, that's why you're not getting more leads. There's no other way to get leads than those 4 categories that you could be doing. So start there. So as you hear from Eoin and Cynthia and Craig, Jonathan, Mohammed, others, figure out where you want to start that you're not already doing now. Okay. Now, if you want to use other people to get more leads, you can use other people to do those core 4 things. So you can get customers who then do those 4 things, one of those 4 things to get you more leads. You can hire employees to do those 4 things. You can get affiliates. One of the things that the Powur platform does so incredibly well is, ambassadors, lead generators, sellers, lead generation companies, sales orgs, installers. So you can get companies to do those things for you. Or the last thing you can do is you can hire an agency who can do, 1 or more of those core 4 things. So no matter which one of those 8 things I just went over, the first 4 start with you. And you've got to figure out which one you want to try to master to get really good at. So getting leads, warm outreach, cold outreach, posting solar content for free, running paid ads. You can also get other lead getters, customers, affiliates, employees, agencies. Okay. I'm going to switch gears here, and I just wanted to kind of tee that off as we start to get into this. But Cynthia, we could do ladies first here, since you straightened your hair for Jonathan, and pass the mic over to you.
Okay, I straightened my hair for myself, for no one else, just make that crystal clear. Yeah, let's get started. So today I was gonna just quickly talk about lead generating with realtors. It's probably the most common question I get asked amongst my Powur friends here. I did want to just throw out there though, since Tom made me think of it, is initially getting started at Powur when I moved from a company that fed me all my leads to moving to generating my own. I thought I would be terrible at it, and I didn't get a lot of self-generated leads at my old company, so I thought I'll be awful at this. And I just started posting a lot on social media, and I didn't have a lot of friends, but I got a ton of leads that way. So that was the #1 way I started at Powur, generating leads. I was a stay-at-home mom at that time with my baby, and I was generating a lot of leads that way. So just wanted to mention that real quick. But for the realtor generating leads, the reason I absolutely love generating leads with real estate agents is because I think we all know now the quality of those leads are so good, you guys. They close at such a high rate because the leads that they bring, real estate agents, lenders, title people, are in that same category. The leads that they bring are from people that know, trust, and like them, people that have trusted them with the most important decision of their lives, and they really value the advice of their realtor. In my experience, what has worked best with working with real estate agents is not just working one-on-one with them, but actually finding an office that will allow you to go in and serve them by teaching them about solar and how to make their solar transaction smoother. If you go in and simply just try to get them to sign up as an ambassador or a seller, that hasn't, in my experience, worked very well. You do want to sprinkle that in at the end. But one thing that is very important is I have received feedback from the Powur people saying, hey, I tried reaching out to realtors, I tried reaching out to offices, and it didn't really work out for me. Well, the amount of nurturing you need to do with these offices is a lot more than some people might be willing to do. So I'll just tell you right away, it's going to take going into an office, physically being present is better than online. I have noticed that because I love to do everything online. I don't like doing anything in person, but I've noticed that in person really does work best when it comes to realtors because they do everything in person. And the meat and potatoes of the connection happens prior to a meeting or after their meeting. So if you guys can get into a real estate office, just to solely teach them about solar and how to make their transaction smoother, go in consistently for 3 to 6 months. You will reap a lot of rewards, but it does take a good amount of nurturing. But once those leads start coming in, you guys, once 1 or 2 person gets it, it just spreads like wildfire. So they're my favorite kind of leads. They're the leads that keep on giving too. So there's a reason why last year in 2023, most of my sales were tier 3 sales because I do sign up my realtors as tier 1 sellers. And so I go in, I nurture, I teach them about solar, and they continue to bring leads. And so I'm happy to split half of the commission with them because I know they're going to sell the deal before it gets to the appointment most of the time. So that is pretty much all I had. Yeah, so I do have a solar 101 deck. It's very basic, you guys. I know a lot of you guys have asked me for it, but I stick to my core presentation, which is why solar, why now, and why power. And those are a few basic slides, right? Why should a homeowner go solar? Why now? Why power? Why our company? And hey, by the way, there's this ambassador program. There's this seller program where you can make 50%. A lot of the brokers, you guys, that manage these offices, they're not going to want you to pitch the 50-50 because they don't want to take their focus away from real estate. So you really have to sell the broker first on allowing you to present that piece of the information. And if you can convey to them that it's an actual benefit and you're not trying to take them away from what they do best, then, you know, if you can get the broker on board, then it's going to be fantastic for you. I make it very hands-off for my realtors. They're able to tag me as a tier 3 and be completely hands-off with the project. So I make that very, very clear. That allows leads to keep flowing. And since they're not, most of them are not trying to be an actual power solar seller because they have so much to do in their own business. Because of that, you're not working with one person for 1 lead or 2 leads as a tier 3. You're working, I have one seller who's been giving me leads for over a year. Just her leads alone gave me 6 figures in 1 year, just her leads, you know. So if you can find one like that, it's completely worth it. So, but you do have to do a lot of nurturing. So I think that's all I had to say on this subject.
Yeah.
But
Thank
if
you,
there are
Cynthia.
any questions, let me know.
And I did put in the chat, guys, there's a real estate training video her and I did, as well as her information. And she does more trainings on power play. Obviously, she's an amazing tier 3 top mentor. Maybe in closing, Cynthia, what's a good way to open up a conversation on Instagram, phone call, text, out and about with a realtor or broker owner? What's kind of that get in the door or like kind of a go-to little script that you might use for them out there?
Personally, never mentioning a referral program or extra money, but simply coming from a place of service and saying, hey, there's a lot of things that have changed in solar. And I'm finding that realtors really value being updated. Would you like me to come and host a class? And I always tell them, like, I'm just looking for the connections, right? Like, I'm just looking to be connected. And brokers are always like, yeah, like that's awesome. You know, and I do have a few offices that I go to that I don't, you know, they don't like me to talk about the 50-50 split, but that's fine. I've gotten referrals. What ends up happening is a lot of these real estate agents, you guys, this is what's really cool. A lot of them have been opposed to solar for so long that most of them don't have solar themselves. So I end up getting a lot of realtors who want to put solar on their own homes. That's usually how it starts. And then they see, oh, wow, this is actually a really great deal. I should tell my client about this, you know? So I would say first approaching, again, from a place of education, like, hey, there's a lot that has changed. I'd love to come in and see if I could teach, you know, a solar 101 class for your agents, finding out how many agents they have. I haven't had a lot of success speaking one-on-one with realtors. For whatever reason, it just works better in a group setting where there's multiple people and you get someone like the broker or someone who's in charge of training. If you can get them on board, then that gives you a lot more credibility.
Beautiful. Thank you, Cynthia. Guys, if you want to give a little love in the chat, appreciate some quick nuggets there, Cynthia, and reach out to her for more information. And of course, watch the training and go on Power Play. Working with realtors, mortgage lenders, insurance is an absolute no-brainer. All right, next up, a face that some of you may be a little bit newer to, a gentleman I've known for a few years now, and he's on the Leadership Council, and he's always been consistent. So I'm happy to introduce Mohammed. If you want to spend 4 or 5 minutes letting us know what your lead gen has looked like as a mature business professional family man, and how to be consistent on lead gen, Mohammed.
Sure. Thank you for the intro, Jonathan. For those that don't know me, my name is Mohammed Hassoun. I've been with Powur for about 3 years, 3 to 4 years, I would say. Jonathan sold me my first solar system on my home, and then I joined as a Powur seller. Most of my sales have been, honestly, I'm a tier 3. So most of my sales have been as a tier 3. I do this as a part-time job. It's not my full-time job. So I try to keep up as much as I can. As far as the topic for today, which is lead gen, most of my leads, since kind of like what Cynthia had mentioned, are kind of like tier 3 sales. So I get a lot of my leads assigned by, I have a few mentees under me that consistently, we have a really good relationship where we basically work together and getting leads and splitting everything. And using me and those mentees, we leverage the ambassador program the most. I would say probably 85% of my leads are from the ambassador program. We make sure that every time we close a deal, we mention that, we include it on the slide deck as well on the presentation, make sure they're aware of it. They sign, almost all of them sign up. After signing the contract, they sign up as an ambassador. And we have been seeing a lot more leads come from them as a result. This has been a really, really good way of getting leads, you know, basically offering them, you know, an additional $5,000-$10,000 off their system if they get us 5-10 deals, and it's been working out great. Another thing that, you know, leverage the ambassadoring program is I did help one of my mentees a few years ago set up. She went to one of those events, you know, set up a, you know, a booth, and we actually printed out like business cards with her information on it, and on the back, basically kind of like a marketing strategy. It's just like in big bold letters, bright colors, saying, you know, earn $1,000 or make $1,000. Hand them off, you know, and it's got the ambassador link on there. We did get some ambassador that way and some leads that way to close as well. Beside the ambassador program, always, you know, for my personal sales, I haven't spent any money or any time or effort on marketing as far as like paid ads or lead gen or buying leads, just because, mainly for time, just because I don't, you know, again, like doing this part-time. But another way of getting personal sales is always striking up the conversation, you know, whether it's at a store, whether it's, you know, someone that you're talking to about electric bill, about solar, always striking up that conversation. And just, you know, I'm sure most of you guys do that. And especially for people that have, you know, like contractors or handymen or electricians or that come, you know, to my house to do some sort of a project. I always bring up, you know, start up the conversation and try to sign them up as either an ambassador mostly or as a seller. You know, I think last year I had some blinds put up in my house, and, you know, the guy that did the blinds, basically I was just casually striking up the conversation. He ended up joining as an ambassador, getting a few deals from him. So anyone that has access to other people's homes, you know, it's always going to be, you know, something, okay, well, I can just mention it and make $1,000 more. So kind of follows up on that same ambassador program. And at the end of the day, it's a numbers game. So the more people you talk to, the more chances. You're not going to close every deal. You're not going to sell every person you talk to. The more people you talk to, the higher chance of getting more leads and more deals. So
Absolutely. Wise words, Mohammed. And you're at 90 contracts, I believe, with Powur. You're almost at 100 Centurion doing this part-time, which is awesome.
yeah.
What does the flow look like? Hey, you sign the contract. The next step is to sign the ambassador. I sent you the link. Go ahead. Like, how do you make that natural or get them to be part of your process?
So basically, I after signing the contract, I always let them know, just like you said, we actually have a really good referral program. You know, if you know friends, family, neighbors, I know, and especially, you know, if this person, most of my deals already came from someone that he knows. Okay, well, so and so referred you. He's making $1,000. You know, if you know any family or friends or neighbors, just, you know, sign up, give me their information, or, you know, my mentee their information, and, you know, you can beat your neighbor to it, basically, you know. So if you don't refer them, someone else will refer them and make $1,000. So that kind of gets them motivated, and, oh yeah, I know actually a lot of people. So they start, you know, talking to people, and I've ran into the situation where someone mentions or brings up a person that's already been referred by someone else. So that gives them even a more motivation to look for someone, you know, some new people.
Right. And do you do anything to reach back to ambassadors or nurture ambassadors or send them an email or a social media or anything like that? I mean, I'm sure you're reaching back to your clients, which are also your ambassadors. So that's
Exactly.
that's one way, but okay.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I do. Just reach out, you know, to clients to just kind of check on them, especially, you know, I mean, no, if you don't hear from someone, that means they're happy, there's no issues. So we reach out, make sure everything's good, they're happy with their solar, and kind of like, oh, by the way, I know you're signed up as, have you thought about anyone else? So maybe it's not on their mind, but you refresh that in their mind and them going. I've been kind of just because, again, doing this, don't do a lot of follow-ups on social media or you know, so I should get more, you know, more involved in following up.
Got it. All right, Mohammed, appreciate you. Congrats on the 90 contracts. Looking forward to the Centurion 100, and good advice there. So thank you, sir.
100 part-time. That is
100 part-time. Yeah, and he's a tier 3, and
not
he's
a problem.
I think he's in Orange County area. He's an engineer full-time.
Okay.
Really
That's perfect.
Cool. Really
so
cool.
We got an engineer. We
went from a smart person to an average person. I'm just kidding.
No, I like being average. Cynthia did her hair, so I decided I had to do my hair today as well. So
I know you're busy, Eoin. You're crushing business. You're blowing up right now. Your specialty is a tier 3 in Northern California, but you've obviously done really well. You came here, you got off the doors, you built a business, you're running the market development call. So give us 4 or 5 minutes of some knowledge on lead gen, that's some action items people can take or things you do to get those leads.
Well, so the first thing I'll bring up is when I joined Powur, I moved quickly, and some of the advice I saw in one of these meetings was find a BNI. So I'll start with BNI. I think that's a really good way to get started. And one of the concepts that BNI always talks about is when you join something, there's invisibility, and then you want to get to credibility. And by invisibility, what that means is if I'm your uncle that doesn't know you got into solar, or a friend you went to high school and doesn't know you got into solar, you're going to be really pissed when you find out they went with solar with someone else. So anybody on here, you see us making posts on Facebook all the time of installs. I have this photo of batteries behind me. Take that photo. I don't care. You could take any photo I have, take any photo and just post it on your story. Don't do any promotion, just make it authentic. So I'd say that's a first approach with your family and friends in your circles. You want to be authentic. You don't want to come off as a salesperson. And in general, you'd never really want to. I always approach clients of, oh, I know this is crazy. I come from the education standpoint. I'm all about educating you. And then I have a proposal then I can show you how this works. So that would be my first advice, is if you can join a BNI, go for it. But if you can't find one, just think about it. If nobody knows you're doing solar, you're not going to get leads. You'll be surprised. You'll do stories on Facebook. You'll be at the grocery store. And I ran into a buddy I played football with back in the day. Hey, man, I'm a project manager. We get solar projects. I don't want to do them. Boom, that's a handoff. Those are the kind of relationships you can get off social media. So you do want to be posting on social media as much as possible. And don't do it in a sales tactic. Once again, make it authentic, make it educational. So that would be some of the initial things that I started with. BNI. BNI is not just about business. BNI is also about getting that credibility. And I obtained credibility by talking to mortgage lenders, talking to the real estate agents. So now I understand how that market works. I know what goes through a realtor's mind. I know what goes through a mortgage lender's mind. Just knowing how their work and having that empathy to understand their business. Now, if I go talk to another client and they're a realtor or they're a mortgage lender, I can speak their language and relate with them. So finding a way to relate with people, BNI is an excellent way, not just for business from a cash flow perspective, but just to become a better, well-rounded person. So that's why I would suggest BNI right off the bat as a good education platform for you as well. The other thing, I've done lead gen. So I paid for ads, I paid for leads. Everybody wants it, but then you're going to get a guy calling you from Tennessee. This is a real story. My battery is sparking. It's starting on fire. Can you help me? No, I can't help you. So when you talk about referral-based leads, those are fantastic. When you go to lead gen, if you think every lead's going to be solid, you're well mistaken, and it is a big undertaking. So all those people that are going to come to you, offering you leads and offering you all that jazz, find someone that you can partner with that realistic expectations are there. I also have mentees that have mission impossibles. You're right. They have a project that everyone tells them this project is impossible. It's never going to happen. Give up on that lead and move on to the next one. Your time is precious. If you find a project that's just crazy and everyone tells you it's crazy, walk away, because let's say you've signed that contract. Now it's a headache. Now you're mad at Powur. Now you're mad at our installers for doing something that was impossible. So I think you have to find your quality leads and work on those. And you have to give up on the leads that are, I mean, I like the fat on my steak, but sometimes there's really fatty part of a steak. Cut that off and throw it in the garbage. That is going to be the best. And you may not be getting a huge chunk of leads off the bat, but you're going to be doing yourself a big favor and not get burnt out on a bad project. So BNI, another one too, Facebook groups. So if you find a buddy or have a friend that's in a development that is newer, have them join the Facebook community if you do solar for them, and start blasting you on that private group as a solar person in that community. So finding as many communities on Facebook, your local town, all that jazz, you want to be tagged in those groups. Yeah, those posts to get attention, because even if the person that did the post, this is the thing about Facebook and Nextdoor, by the way. I don't like Nextdoor, because Nextdoor, they might as well call it Karen's door, because it's literally just people that cry and complain with no action. But what happened to me is somebody posts on Facebook and then I get tagged. That person that posted on Facebook, they're not going to do action. But then somebody knows me in the community, goes, oh, I didn't know you were blah, blah, blah's son. Can you do this project for us? So I've gotten leads even from those Facebook posts, just being active. They see my name, they see my photo, they click on me like, oh, I know this guy's family, and they'll come to you. So be more proactive than reactive would be my encouragement on that. Lead gen, if you're going to buy lead gen, just be very cautious. It's expensive, and it also is a time suck. So you're going to they say 5 quality leads, 1 is going to be quality. The other 4 are going to be garbage, and you have to know when to walk away from the garbage. I think that's kind of it, Jonathan, unless you had questions for me.
Right on. No, great advice, covering a few different gambits there, guys. And I'll just touch on the BNI team networking. Cynthia is a part of team networking. So if you Google it, team, TEAM networking is another version of BNI. And so if you're in business, an entrepreneur running your own business, trying to get off the ground with, solar or any new industry, you absolutely have to be in a BNI for at least 2 years, straight up. Like if you're not doing that once a week activity in a one-to-one, you're missing the boat. And so in BNI, I did 6-7 deals my first year in BNI. In BNI, my second year, I did 13 deals just from BNI. You can literally make 90 grand a year just from BNI if you work it hard enough. If you connect with other professionals in BNI or team, if you go to other meetings around your area and become the solar professional, and you have to earn the trust and they have to like you. And so I highly recommend joining a BNI for that, at least 2 years. And you can combine that with Chamber of Commerce, and then you can combine that with social media. And if you notice, it's an umbrella, guys. Like everyone starts to know you. You're not a secret agent. Don't be shy, and just post it. So,
Right.
yeah.
With BNI, what I will say too is I outgrew my BNI. I just became, these are commitments. So it's not like just I'm going to join and I'm going to get leads. You show up, you commit, and then when you do your weekly ask, don't be boring. Come up with something cool, come up with something fun. If you want, reach out to me. I had plenty of hooks to get people excited in my group. So that's what you want to do is if you're going to do this, do it all in, because it does cost money. BNI costs money, and it requires time.
Yep.
So you got to put it in, or you're going to stay in that invisible category. And you want to move up to the reputable category within your BNI.
That's right. That's right. All right, Owen, thank you. And as far as social media goes, I put a team Google Drive. There are tons of videos and pictures and install photos and just tons of stuff I've poured in there for 5 years, guys. So take anything from that Google Drive. Of course, Powur has social media shareables and customizable tools and tons of stuff, but feel free to attack that, post some stuff, don't be shy, steal our content. We're all helping each other. We're all shareholders at Powur. And then one last thing I have. Thank you, Owen. Give him some love in the chat, guys. I have a call to action for you, and do it, in the next hour. But there is a picture in the chat. I want everyone to do this, okay? In a relationship with air conditioner. Just post it on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, or send it to an old client that's ghosting you. Like you have to post this on social media today. Okay, everyone, commitment, put in the chat, commitment. You guys with me? Everyone's going to post this on social media. That's my vision. I'm sticking to it. So download it, post it, social media, and we're going to blanket the freaking internet with that.
I just posted.
Boom. All right. We have one more to go here, and then we'll start to do some Q&A. So let's go ahead and see if Craig is here, because events are very important. If you can set up a booth, a table at a school, at a home and garden show, goodness. If you could do it at a Halloween up and coming thing, if you could sponsor a table, if you could be at a booth at a real estate event, hey, I just want to be in the back of the room with the table, pass out flyers. Can I speak on stage for 2 minutes? Just like we saw Jordan Shaw do, just like we saw Malia King do. Events, farmers markets, get a colleague, get a friend, get a relative to bring up the energy and do it with you. But Craig is so awesome because he is one of the best at events. And are we able to spotlight him or see if he's here on video?
Craig is here. I
Craig.
can't spotlight him for some reason though.
Craig, can you come off mute and talk about events and your success with the events for a few minutes, if he's here? Let's see. In the meantime, download the relationship with an air conditioner, guys. Hopefully your partner does not get angry at you for doing that. Like Owen said, though, comedy, value, not just being salesy on social media. All right, so if you want, type some questions in the chat while we're waiting for Craig to talk about events, and I will pull up one or two things just in case on events as well. So let's see if you were able to reach out to him, Tom, or what's going on there. So I want to speak to events, and then doing events and what that looks like. So there are different events that I've done over the years. Here is a picture of a annual Village Venture Claremont Chamber event, the biggest event in Claremont, one of the biggest events in the LA County area every year. And I get to set up a little tent or booth, have some giveaways. Maybe I'll ask an installer for a solar panel and have candy giveaways, give away water. And so this is just something I've done multiple times over the years. There are green groups. So like Claremont has a Go Green group. And then if you reach out to the Chamber of Commerce in your area, you can actually ask them for events or sponsorships or booths as well. That would be another good place to get it. Other events you want to keep in mind, I believe this already passed, but Earth Day. So, you know, for next year, put it in your hat. Earth Day, there's events everywhere that you can set up a booth as well. And if you guys have done an event, put it in the chat, please. I know some of you have done home and garden shows, farmers markets. There was even an electric vehicle group that I did an event at and I signed 2 deals at, an electric vehicle group that had an event as well. So those are just a few ideas where you can get events. Also, when I meet with clients, I ask them, do you guys have any events or hobbies or things that you do where I can set up a table? Anything I get from that event is going to give you $1,000 per deal. So I literally had my table and booth set up at this school event for my clients, and they were bringing over their friends and family. Oh, come meet our guy, come meet Jonathan. And so if you can leverage your clients, your ambassadors, your tier 3s, and say, hey, you're going to get the $1,000. What events do you guys attend? What summer festivals? We got Oktoberfest coming up. You know, where can I have a table and earn you guys $1,000 checks? So partner with somebody, have a giveaway, go get your swag, get a booth, get a tablecloth on Powur Outlet in the marketing center, and make that part of your activity as you're planning out these action items today. The social media, the BNI, the ambassador program, working with realtors, and also scheduling an event or two as well. So I'm assuming Craig is...
I think he's probably on the phone closing a deal right now, since
probably at an event.
He's probably at an event closing a deal. I've got some thoughts about social media that I can jump in here a little bit too, Jonathan.
That'd be great. Yeah, let's cherry on top, social media.
So keep in mind, when you are making content on social, no one cares about you, right? No one cares about you. They only care about what value you bring to them. So, you know, every piece of content that I put on social, I try to make it into one of 3 categories. Either it's education, it's entertainment, or it's energy and emotion. So, you know, who is it that you want to speak to on social? You know, we're talking about lead generation today. Are you doing lead generation for homeowners? Are you doing lead generation for ambassadors? You know, a lead generator role in your account? Or are you, you know, doing lead generation for enterprise? So figure out what your audience is and figure out what you do for that audience. I help blank to blank. Let me put this in the chat here so you can have what I am referencing. So who is it that you help and what do you help them do, right? So maybe it's I help homeowners upgrade their home with solar panels. Or maybe you live in Canada and Powur isn't there. So you want to get really targeted in a certain area. I help homeowners in Houston, Texas to upgrade their home to solar panels, right? So the further you can niche down, the more relevant you're going to be to different people. Okay, so how do you come up with content of what you're going to talk about for that audience? So once a day, maybe even every night before bed, you could have a pad of paper and you can write down, what's something I learned today? You know, what's a sad emotion that I felt? What's a happy emotion that I felt? What's something I'm grateful for? And that list of learned, sad emotion, happy emotion, what you're grateful for, are great resources for ideas that are sticky on social media, for reels and stories especially, and second best would be posts. Okay. I want to share a Facebook group called Solar Marketing Content that is not Powur specific. It's open to anyone that works in solar or likes solar and wants to promote solar. So I post in that regularly, and so you can use that also to get ideas about what to post. You can set up a Google alert. Let's say we'll go back to Houston. You can set up a Google alert for Houston, Houston rate increase, Houston electric rate increase, or, for Owen in Northern California, a Google alert for PG&E rate hike, or Pacific Gas and Electric energy increase. So you can set up Google alerts. Just Google how to set up a Google alert and see how to set that up. And you can get emailed on a regular basis, daily or weekly, about stuff that's specific to the area that you're trying to focus on. Okay. So don't forget to make it local is the point here. Mentioning a local utility in your posts, your reels, your stories can really help. Okay. So just a couple more thoughts here. What social media should you be on? Because there's a lot of them. Well, where are you already? What social media platforms you spend your time on is going to be dependent really about if you're full or part-time in your Powur business. If you're part-time, maybe just pick 2 platforms, right? Maybe Facebook and TikTok, or Facebook and Instagram. If you're full-time, maybe you want to do 3 to 4 social platforms: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Okay. With Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, you can do shorts or reels on all those with really the same video that you shoot. And I'll mention this too, because this has changed. It's not the same as it used to be. I used to tell people you really need to focus on building your friends or connections or network on each social platform. That's still helpful, but you can live in a place like Kansas City, like I do, or my friend Laurent in Canada, both places that Powur doesn't operate. If you're just posting, if you're just making posts, like a text post on Facebook, you're not going to have the reach that you need to really be able to do lead generation. If you want to focus in an area that is outside of where you are, reels and somewhat stories as well is where I would focus on, because reels are going to, especially if they're targeted reels, like if you make reels targeted, going back to Houston, or Florida, if you pick an area and make reels that are specific about homeowners in that area or your audience in that area, that's going to get a lot more reach outside of your network of friends on Facebook or whatever platform it is. Okay. Jonathan, how we doing on time here, buddy?
Good stuff, Tom. Good stuff. We are at the top of the hour, and we can probably break the recording here in a second and move to Q&A. But yeah, thanks for sharing that solar marketing content Facebook group. And as well, guys, these things didn't exist 5 years ago. Powur didn't have a marketing customizable store to go make your own content. They didn't even have a swag store to buy swag. There wasn't this Facebook group that Tom had. Like, you have all the tools in front of you now. It's just a matter of being your own business owner. We're not here to check into the time clock. Your manager's not asking how many calls you made today. So I would just get after it and show up. And as a friendly reminder, again, just to go back to the start of the training, the Strengths Finder is going to be in 2 weeks. So make sure to, before you hop off, make sure to go to Audible and buy the Strengths Finder. The first 4 people to send it to me at 12 Pacific and post in Power Hitters Facebook group will get a $25 gift card. In the chat one more time there. And then I just want to say a big thank you to Eoin, Mohammed, Cynthia, Tom. Craig is a beast on Facebook with events, so go follow him. And we actually had a recording where he did a training on events on this very call. So friendly reminder, tomorrow, Zach Bach is dropping fire at 12 Pacific. The first 30 days of action that you want to take. If you're newer, if you have new teammates, if you need some motivation, go watch that tomorrow. If you missed the Monday forum yesterday on all the amazing operations updates, go to Knowledge Base and watch that. And that's all I have, Tom. Any last thoughts?
No, I mean, I just say about social. I've sold about over 4 million in home solar from my Facebook profile, not running ads, but just doing this stuff. It's free. If you aren't posting on social, what the heck are you doing in your solar business? It's free. It's so accessible, and it works so well. So there's so many ways to generate leads. Like I said at the beginning, there's 4 things you can do. There's 4 things you can have other people do. Pick one of these categories and focus on it. Put it on your calendar. Think about it. Dream about it. Figure it out and just get really good at it. And then you can help somebody else be really good at it too.
I love it. I love it. And in the chat, one last time, in a relationship with air conditioner, post it on Facebook, post on Instagram, and then please like and comment on everyone else that's posting this, okay? Just for the next few hours today. I think from now on, we're going to have a call to action. We're all going to do a post every Tuesday training. So like and comment everyone else, post it. Let's circle back next week and see what conversations we started from just a simple freaking funny post. Let's go ahead and stop the recording for now. Thank you for joining, everybody. Thank you to our amazing speakers today on Lead Gen. This recording will be posted on my YouTube as well as Jarrett McAllister and shared in the chats. Can't wait to see you guys next week. We're going to go ahead and stop the recording and move to a little bit of Q&A office hours for a few minutes.